Hey, you guys. How is everyone? Hi, Lisa. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Colette. Hi, Nolan. Hey, this account. Glad to see you guys here. I wasn't planning on going live tonight, but because of the ISP update, I decided that I would. I probably will be live tomorrow night as well with my planned show that I have, and I'll talk to you guys about that towards the end of the live tonight. Hey, Tech Death, how are you? Good to see you here. So we'll give it a few minutes here, just a couple minutes, and let everybody try to come in before I go over everything. I'm sure a lot of you probably have already heard or seen the community post that I posted, but I about lost it when I got the email update sent to me. I was, at first when I saw it, I was like almost afraid to open it because I was just kind of freaked out. I didn't know what to expect. And it was a little bit unnerving. So obviously it wasn't an announcement of an arrest. They're probably not going to do that by email update, but at least we got some more information today. Leads us to certainly suggest that, you know, they're moving along with their investigation, which I think is a good thing. And, you know, the more we get little bits of information as they go along, the better we feel about how things are progressing. And at least that's how I feel about getting information regarding everything. I agree, Lisa. I freaked out as well. So I'm going to share my screen. We'll go ahead and just kind of jump into it here. Give me 1 second. I just want to show this first. So we're all aware that obviously that in December, on December 6th last year, we got the information released about the Anthony Shots Instagram page. And, you know, the whole thing about the profile, that they wanted us to tip in any information that we may have had if we had chatted with that profile. So that's what we got on December 6th. And now today we got this, the Indiana State Police email updates. And one of the things that I want to make clear here while we're talking about this tonight, a lot of people have tried to say that all of this information, including the Anthony Shots profile, has nothing really to do with Delphi, that this is all about a CSAM case. I think that this directive that we're seeing today could really dispel that, because as you see this, it says update, detectives with the Delphi investigation seek information. It's all about Delphi, you guys. This is our wake-up call about Anthony Shots, why they put this out in December, why they use the Abby and Libby tip line. They would never tag a double murder homicide case tip line on some other case. I just want you all to know that and realize that. Hey, Colette, this has nothing to do with the other case, in my opinion. They are seeking information directly related to the murders. So this is what came out today. The Indiana State Police in the Lafayette District released this. And again, it's Sergeant Jeremy Pierce, who we saw in the YouTube video back in December. Same sergeant. And the update is detectives with the Delphi investigation seek information. Investigators with the Delphi Double Homicide Task Force want to expand the list of social media applications used by Anthony Shots. If you or someone you know communicated with the profile Anthony_Shots on the social media application called Yellow, currently known as Yubo, please contact law enforcement at abbyandlibbytip at cacosheriff.com or 765-822-3535. The original press release that they're updating is this, and we're going to go over it just because I think we should. Detectives with the Delphi investigation seek information. While investigating the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony Shots. This profile was being used from 2016 to 2017 on social media applications, including, but not limited to, Snapchat and Instagram. The fictitious Anthony_Shots profile used images of a known male model and portrayed himself as being extremely wealthy and owning numerous sports cars. The creator of the fictitious profile used this information while communicating with juvenile females to solicit nude images, obtain their addresses, and attempt to meet them. Pictured below, you're going to see images of the known male model and images the fictitious Anthony_Shots profile sent to underage females. We have already identified the male in these images that were used by the Anthony Shots profile. The male that is in the photo is not a person of interest in the investigation. Detectives are seeking information about the person who created the Anthony_Shots profile. Investigators would like any individual that communicated with met or attempted to meet the Anthony_Shots profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email phone number of abbyandlibbytip@keikosheriff.com. Please provide as much information as you possibly can. For example, when you communicated with Anthony Shots, how you communicated with the profile, what social media application the account used, and if Anthony Shots attempted to meet you or obtain your address. If you have saved images or conversations with the Anthony_Shots profile, please attach them to your email. So that's what was sent out in December, as we all have seen and know all of these things. So, I mean, this is all of the stuff that they had on him. So, hey, Judy, good to see you. Thanks for joining tonight. So obviously something has led them to this new social media platform. And hey, Digital, good to see you. And I have to admit, I had never heard of Yellow, and I had never heard of Yubo. So after I got the notification, I went out and started searching to see what I could find about this. And one of the things that I want to say in regards to this is, hold on a second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen since we've already seen this. Hold on. One of the things I want to say is I had no idea, and I guess maybe it's because my children are grown. I do have grandchildren that are teenagers, boys. I have 2, and I have no idea about this platform, and I'm going to definitely be speaking to both of them about this to see if they're aware of it or not, because I would really, really like to find out. But anyway, I did find a website called familyzone.com. And one of the things that I liked about it is it talks about, it's a place where people can post. It's kind of like a blog, and it's all about how to parent your teenagers, things that could be dangerous for them online. I found the whole website very, very interesting. And believe it or not, there is a whole section about Yellow. And I'm going to go over that with you tonight, because I think it's important that we know what it is that they are looking for. A warning for parents on the dangers of the popular teen application called Yellow, which is also now called Yubo. Hey, country girl, welcome. Good to see you. I do, Lisa. I do have grandchildren. In fact, my oldest will graduate from high school in May. So yes, I do have grandchildren. I was a very young parent. I had my first child when I was 18. So yeah. Anyway, hey Esty, good to see you. So let's go over this. A warning for parents on the dangers of popular teen app Yellow. What is a teenager to do when they want to broaden their online friendship base, increase their Snapchat followers, and possibly engage in some harmless young love? To the shock of parents everywhere, there's an actual app for that. What is Yellow? And remember, it's not called Yellow anymore, you guys. It's called Yubo, Y-U-B-O. Rapidly increasing in popularity amongst teenagers is the smartphone app called Yellow, commonly referred to in the media as Tinder for teens. When I heard that this app was being referred to as Tinder for teens, my heart sank And I just immediately felt scared for these kids. So anyway, the app has been designed to replicate the dating app Tinder. If any of you are familiar with the dating app of Tinder, you sign on to it, you see photographs of people that you may like or be attracted to or whatever. And if you like them, I think you swipe one way. If you're not interested, you swipe the other way. And it's just, I mean, to think that a company designed an app for teenagers or underage children around an adult dating app is just so disturbing. Both utilize a swiping left-right motion to browse through online profiles of users in close proximity and of a particular age range determined by the browser. Mutual swiping of two users results in those users matching and being able to chat with one another. Tinder requires a Facebook account to create a profile. This is a verification tool used to confirm that the user is a legitimate person. It also provides users with visibility on mutual Facebook friends, which further affirms the legitimacy of another user. Basically, this means that a user can choose to only correspond with matches that they have mutual friends with as a way to use the app and arrange meetings safely. It also helps to ensure that no users are underage, because whilst a Facebook profile can be faked and the date of birth changed, any users who appear underage can be reported and blocked from the app. Sorry. Hey, Ann Royal, welcome. Hey, Nolan Barger. I cannot imagine any reputable company thinking that this is a good idea. First of all, any users who appear underage can be reported and blocked from the app. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many kids nowadays look older than they truly are? I mean, come on. You know, this just, like I said, I was just appalled when I started reading about this, truly and absolutely scared. Hey, Grizzmatically, so good to see you. I'm glad you're here. This is really scary. And for any of us who have grandchildren or teenagers, you know, as parents, this is so frightening to learn about. Like I said, I had no idea that this stuff existed out there. Yellow app developers promote the purpose of the app, which is to make friends. Connected, matched users are able to chat, and both users Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram profile names are provided to one another to connect on those social media platforms. So in other words, you meet somebody on Yellow or Yubo and you swipe and you match, they're going to know your Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram profile names, and you will know theirs. Because of this, users have adapted an alternative purpose of using the app to increase their Snapchat followers. Why is this app such a risk to our children? Unlike Tinder, Yellow does not require a Facebook profile to create an account. It only requires a phone number to verify the user. There is also no age limitation for users to create a profile, hence why it is so popular among teenagers. This also means that online predators are easily able to create completely fake profiles posing as teenagers in order to make contact. When teenagers have the mindset that having a high number of Snapchat followers equates to popularity and their sense of self-worth, some will stop at nothing to boost and maintain that number by engaging in very inappropriate behavior. Such examples include being coerced into sharing nude photos and arranging to meet in the real world. Family Zone cyber expert and clinical psychologist Jordan Foster, who works closely with teenagers who use this app, has found that a lot of teens use the app to meet people. Jordan has said that a common goal or aspiration for teens is to have a relationship, because finding a relationship in the schoolyard can often be very unsuccessful. Teens are turning to Yellow to broaden their social network with the aim to meet someone online, and because of the lack of user verification, they could be meeting anyone. It is a very dangerous app. The app has been poorly developed, resulting in several software bugs and glitches, which makes it difficult for users to actually chat via the app. This has also increased the frequency of users swapping their other social media details to chat on those platforms more effectively. Most parents already know the dangers of Snapchat, but when you add the ability for teenagers to increase their follower base tenfold, the risks are dramatically increased. No longer are their followers only friends from school or neighboring schools. They're now anyone and everyone all around the globe. The most dangerous issue is that these unknown people are located nearby, the same city, possibly the same neighborhood, looking at all the photos and videos your child publishes on Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. And if they're predators, they have nefarious, excuse me, activity in mind. If your child has included their school on their Facebook profile, then these people will now know where your child is each and every day. The potential dangers posed by this app are quite scary, and it can be easy as a parent to think that your child will exercise common sense when using this app. But the reality is that it's too easy for even sensible kids to place themselves at risk. The good news is that you are not in it alone. Family Zone and our team of cyber experts can help you sort out what apps are appropriate for your child and provide you with the tools and resources to help you navigate this journey. So there you have it. That is in a nutshell what this app was designed for and who it targets. And it is so scary. It is to think that our teenagers are out there and they're using these kind of apps to communicate and to build relationships with people that they absolutely do not know is just frightening. And the fact, even when they were talking in the blog post about the fact that Tinder uses Facebook, you have to have a Facebook account. I'm sorry, but Facebook is no way to vet anything, in my opinion. Facebook profiles can be, hey, Jennifer, so good to see you. Facebook profiles can be so easily faked. It's not, to me, it is not a good way to discern who is who and whether or not these are actual, true, real people, and that their information provided in the profile is real. Again, allowing our children to be on the internet and to utilize some of these applications, and especially at such young ages, we really need to stop and take a closer look at what's happening here and educate ourselves better than what we're doing. I feel in my heart of hearts that this is the company's faults that are behind these applications, because they obviously don't care about our kids. This is just crazy. It's absolutely crazy that they would market and build an application that is around the Tinder app, and basically it's known as Tinder for teens. I mean, it's a perfect place for predators to gather and to prey on these kids that are unknowing and unwitting. It just truly is. They go in there with the whole attitude of duping them, or creating relationships as friends, and then grooming them for horrible activity. And I just really, really want people to be aware. And I think we need to spread the message as much as we can. Yes, SD, I have heard of the Alicia Project, the nonprofit organization. And I think that this really brings to light what Anthony Schatz was doing. What do I want to say? To try and get to these kids, and to try to meet these people that he was grooming or talking to or whatever. And whoever was behind the Anthony Schatz profile doing that, we know that Kagan Klein admitted to creating the Anthony Schatz profile. He told law enforcement this. So we know that much, that he admitted to that. Now, what we don't know and what has not been clear is who in that house was actually using that profile to talk to these underage girls. He admits that he did, but he stops at saying what age. I mean, he basically, I think, went back and flip-flopped back and forth. Yeah, I did, but I didn't talk to anybody under the age of 13. But, if somebody had been 12 and they had told me that, yeah, I probably still would have talked to them. I mean, it's just mind-boggling, all the contradictions that he made about this Anthony Schatz profile, and when he was questioned about it. What I'd like to know, and what came to mind after I was researching all this afternoon after it came out, was I wonder what led them to Yellow or Yubo. I really would like to kind of know what it is that they found, or because when we look at the CSAM account and the charging affidavit, there's nothing mentioned about them finding anything about Yellow or Yubo. I mean, maybe it was Yellow back in 2017. I don't know when it changed to Yubo. I have to look at that more, because I did not find that out. Yeah, Jennifer, it was called Yellow. And Yellow it allowed you to post to Snapchat, but it also, because one of the things they talk about is that the platform had a glitch in it with their chat feature. So it's like a place that they learned of these girls from, and then maybe said, hey, switch over to Instagram or switch over to Snapchat and talk to me there, because they mention how they use that. Once you match with somebody on Yellow, they automatically are given your Facebook, your Instagram, and your Snapchat names and social media information. And yeah, SD, if you hang on a minute, I'll talk about Alicia in just a second. She is all about internet safety, because she is a survivor of CSAM on the internet. And she really started a huge project to try to, educate people about internet safety for their kids. This Family Zone is doing the same thing. I think, they even talk about the cyberbullying that goes on between the TikTok kids. Kids are using TikTok more and more every day. I mean, it's just exploded. And if you remember right, TikTok was Musical.ly before it became TikTok, and Libby was on Musical.ly, and she had an account on Musical.ly. And so, parents need to, they need to look at the screen time that their kids are getting. They need to pay attention to, the fact that these predators are out there and they're preying on these teenagers on these apps. It just, like I said, it just floored me when I started looking at this stuff. And the fact that they would have designed an application that is marketed to teenagers around a Tinder app. I mean, come on. Somebody needs to do something about this. And I don't know what the answer is. But what's sad to me is that I'm sitting here thinking that two young, beautiful girls who had their whole lives ahead of them lost their lives because of this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that happens. They're innocent teenagers just being kids, just being teenagers. And they're being preyed upon by predators and, groomed. These predators are so good at what they do. It's just mind-boggling, and we need to hold these companies' feet to the fire. I'm sorry. I'm tired of them getting away with it, and I'm tired of them saying that they're hiding behind the First Amendment and freedom of speech. I'm just tired of it. When our kids are being targeted by predators because there's no way to lock it down, we need to do something about it. And especially when our children meet these people and their lives are forever ruined and harmed and changed because either they're assaulted, they end up with CSAM all over the internet that will continually harm them for the rest of their lives because there's really no way to get rid of it. And or they end up meeting someone who's a crazed killer and they never come home again. It's, yeah, I mean, I agree, Nolan. Nolan says that anyone whose kid fell victim to that app should be sued into oblivion. I agree with you, but I don't even know if that's a thing. I mean, I don't even know if you could. I mean, Facebook and Instagram and all of these entities are huge. They, they're massive, and the clout that they have. I mean, if you've watched any of the Facebook Zuckerberg times he's been before Congress about his application, I think you kind of figure and can kind of see how I don't know, it's just really bothersome to me. And hey, little Pookie, it's so good to see you. Thank you. Hi, Lipsha. How are you? But yeah, if you guys want to check out the Alicia Project, that is something that is extremely important. I wish that I could say her last name, and I'm going to attempt it, but it's Alicia Kozakowicz. She's an internationally acclaimed and highly sought after motivational speaker. She is the founder of the Alicia Project, and for the past 17 years, she has pioneered insightful internet safety and sexual exploitation awareness presentations to children and adults. She is one of the most vocal and outspoken advocates for child safety legislation. Alicia, has testified before Congress and works to pass Alicia's Law, her namesake, which provides funding to the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, enabling them to rescue endangered children. Alicia was formerly part of the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children as the Director of Outreach and Global Impact. And as ICMEC's spokesperson, she used the platform to protect children globally. And as a member of ICMEC, Alicia worked toward the prevention, response, recovery, and healing of every missing, sexually abused, and exploited child to make certain that no child stands alone. So, she has basically done quite a bit to help these kids. And I just think that more awareness needs to be out there about this, and we need to be having these discussions, and we need to be talking about this stuff more because it's so scary. So here we have another app that law enforcement is seeking information from anyone. I have my banner going across the bottom of the screen, as you can see, and they want anybody who had contact with Anthony Schott's profile, who spoke to them or him, whoever, on Yellow or Yubo, to contact them. I want to say this. I've had a lot of response, both by email, messaging. I've also had it in my chats recently of people wanting to give money to my channel. And I have really been going back and forth with this. Part of me doesn't want to ever monetize my channel because I don't ever want to be seen as someone making money off of victims. But at the same time, there is a lot of time that goes into making a YouTube channel and making videos and getting the content and all the hours that you spend doing research on cases. So what I think I've decided to do is I am going to go ahead and get a PayPal account and put it up. And once a month, I'm going to take whatever comes into that account, and we're going to donate a portion of it to one of these charities, whether it be, ICMAC, whether it's RAIN, there's just so many out there. The DNA Fund is a good one. And I think it would be really neat if we could do something like that as a community and as a group here. And I know that Gray Hughes does it, and I know it's huge for him. And I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking to have that kind of an impact. I'm too small of a channel. But I think that we could do something and try and make a difference. So that's what my goal is. That's what I am looking hopefully to do. I would really like input. So anybody who has input about that, please email me or put a comment below the live. If you want to speak with me about it, if you've got some ideas, I'm really, really open to that. And we can kind of all decide. I can put out a poll once a month, and we can decide on who we give to or what we do, so that it's not just me deciding that. But I think it would be a really good thing for us as a channel to do. I'm not at the monetization level yet for subscribers. I have to get to 1,000 before I can have super chats or anything like that. And quite frankly, I don't want to see YouTube get 30% of that. And I know people like to do that, and that's fine. It's up to the person giving on how they want to do it. But YouTube takes 30% of those. And if you're giving to charity, I would just say give to the charity directly before you give it to me and let YouTube take 30% of that. That really bothers me. So I want you guys to know that. And Lisa says that law enforcement told her stories of, hold on a second, of girls trafficked from Wisconsin to Illinois and Indiana, and they were about 14. They would drive them to different cities for prostitution. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. Pookie, that's great. I would love. Yeah, PayPal. Is PP, are you talking about PayPal, little Pookie? Because that's what I was kind of doing, was like, using a PayPal account and just putting it up and letting everybody do that. SD, Nightbot doesn't like the fact of all the caps. I'm just warning you. I don't want, for whatever, I don't know why that or where that's coming from. I didn't see that, so I don't know why he did that, but that's what that comment is about. So yeah, you guys just let me know what you think. But I'd like to make a difference, and I think we can all make a difference, and it's so important. Some of these projects, they need help. No, right, little Pookie. The bot does see it as screaming. So whenever YouTube doesn't like people talking in all caps, and I think across social media, we've all been on social media probably long enough to know that when you type in all caps, you're supposed to be yelling. So, so yeah, caps are bad for your channel. So that's why we don't like capital letters. I get that some people want their stuff to be seen, but try not to use them if you can, because Nightbot is our helper in here, and he may kick you or he may silence you. So I just want you guys to know that. It's okay. SD, you don't have to whisper. So what do you guys think? What did you guys think when you saw the update? Or when you heard about the update? Did you guys, were you like me where your stomach kind of fell out? I mean, I was so afraid to look at it because I couldn't imagine what it was. Like I said, I knew it wasn't going to be a notification of an arrest. They're not going to do it that way, but it gives me a bad rating. I didn't know that, Jennifer. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I guess all I know is I just didn't know. Hey, John, good to see you. I just didn't realize that there were so many chat type social media applications out there. I thought they were the bigger, hey, Tamara. But they found out something. They found out some information that has sent them to this social media account for some reason. Maybe you did Tech Death is the one who sent it to me, and I about lost it. I was like, my stomach was like, oh my goodness. But I'm glad that you did. I have, I'm actually on their email list for ISP, and it was in my email. I just hadn't looked at my email for a while. So I was busy making dinner and getting ready to make dinner. And so I wasn't paying any attention at all to my email. So, but I know Unroyal, is Unroyal still in here? I haven't seen him. Unroyal did a video about it, I think, already. So make sure you head over to Unroyal's channel and like and subscribe. He's great. He puts out great Delphi content, because he's always up on the most current happenings around the case. I agree, country girl, something did happen or came up. Let's see. Nolan says he instantly linked the tip line used to Delphi and by extension to Kagan to Delphi, since he is the admitted user of the Anthony Shots account. That's correct. That is correct. The link looks scarier than it is. The source of the news, little Pookie, this is the source of the news. Hold on a second. Share my screen. Let's go here. Right here. This is the source of the, this is what was sent out today. The bulletin came out at 4/11 at 4:11 p.m. And this was the update. Investigators with the Delphi Double Homicide Task Force want to expand the list of social media applications used by Anthony_Shots. If you or someone you know communicated with the profile Anthony Shots on the social media application called Yellow, currently known as Yubo, please contact law enforcement at abbyandlibbytip at keikosheriff.com. So that's the update. And I think a lot of us had. Did you, Tamara? Yeah, Unroyal is great. He is great. And you can always guarantee with Unroyal that his content has been well researched. He's not going to put up stuff that he doesn't know is verified. Lisa got a direct phone alert. That's cool. Yeah, I got the email. Although I got a direct phone alert because Tech Death sent it to me, because he always has my back. Let's see. I definitely think now, I think what we can assume, and I hate to say that because we all know about assuming, but Nolan says he also thinks that the volume of Delphi information coming out might be signaling an upcoming case. I tend to agree with you. I think the fact that we have stuff going on, we have a special prosecutor that's been appointed in Delphi, we have all of this new stuff coming out, we are getting these updates. We can definitely say the case is moving forward. They are definitely finding out information, and in what they're finding out, they're requesting more information. So I just think that there's a lot of reasons that this kind of stuff could be being told to us by law enforcement. There's many reasons. I think they're trying to rattle people. So little Pookie said, shaking a lot of cages. I agree with that. I think that we've been told that this case of CSAM is the largest in Indiana history. I think that they're looking to really get somebody riled up here. I know that they continue to arrest people for CSAM in and around Delphi. Unroyal is keeping an actual list. I mean, he is actually keeping the list of all the people since December, since the announcement that of people that have been arrested. But I think he's even gone back to he's gone back to as far as even when when Kagan was arrested. So to try to get that, and you can look on my case, which is the public information website for Indiana's court system, and we've gotten a lot of information there. I was actually on that website the morning that the uploaded documents happened for the murder sheet. And I saw that the documents were out there, but I couldn't get to them. I saw that they were there that morning, but Kevin got them because he's an attorney, and that's why he was able to download them. So, if you're on there, I go there for a lot of different reasons. I'm constantly looking and researching things for the case. And I like to look up information about charges different people may have, things like that. And so it's interesting. It's an interesting website, and you can get a lot of information there. And so it's another reason, Unroyal's the one who found the information about the special prosecutor. And when he shared it with me, he asked me if I felt that he should release it, or would it be something that would hurt the case? And I told him, it's on a public website. It's out there. It's been out there since January 19th. And if they didn't want it out there, it still wouldn't be out there. So he went ahead and released his video about it. So yeah, tomorrow, that's what they said. And I thought it was interesting that very morning I was on there as well. I just thought that was, interesting. But I'm not sure what you're talking about here. In my opinion, I think he was a creator, but not in control. Not sure what that's about. Did I miss something? I'm not sure. Country Girl says, I think law enforcement just wants to be sure they have as much as they can and nothing or no one gets through the cracks. I think that we have to go back to what Doug Carter told us in February when Doug Carter was holding his press conference. Well, not really a press conference. He was being interviewed by the big television stations in Indianapolis. I think 3 of them interviewed him, but the one interview where he looks at the camera and, he talks about the fact that they know, because they asked him directly about Bridge Guy, and he said, we know a lot about him. In fact, we know quite a bit about him, and I hope you sleep well. They're coming for him, and every little bit of information that they get will make that case that much stronger. And I think that they're trying to get as much information that they can, that there won't be a reasonable doubt issue when they take this case to trial. Because the least little bit that you can plant in a juror's mind can absolutely just upset the apple cart completely in this case, because it only takes one juror to hold out and say not guilty, and then the whole case is done. This account, yes, the special prosecutor was assigned on the motion was entered on January the 19th. It was accepted on January 20th by the court. And the court assigned the special prosecutor, and he accepted, because they have to give him time to accept it, because obviously he has to travel from wherever he lives to the location. And they swore him in on the 24th of January of this year. So You know, that's pretty interesting. I hadn't thought of that. Nolan says, I wondered if Anthony Schatz jumped to yellow and another device to set up the February 13th meeting. That conversation would link Schatz to the bridge that day. That is huge if that's what happened. We know that Tony said that he was supposed to meet Libby and that he told one of her friends that she never showed up. So, you know, again, we have to always hold out that what we think we know may not be true. But I think we're on the right track here. I always feel comfortable and good when I hear law enforcement giving us a little bit more. And all this is obviously asking for information, but I think it tells us a story here. I really do. And they've gotten new information that's led them to this social media app, whether that be through the tips that's come in through since December. Let's hope so. Let's hope this is all off new tipped information. Because wouldn't that be awesome if they're getting new tips that are giving them this kind of stuff? That means that they are possibly talking to people who have actually spoken with the Anthony Schatz profile. And I think it's coming soon. I really feel comfortable in saying that. I've gone back and forth over the years. I think we all have, all of us who have followed the case so closely. There have been times when we thought that something was happening and it turns out it wasn't, and we were all very disappointed and everything. I go back to what this does to the families. Kelsey tweeted this information out right as soon as it happened on Twitter. And, you know, all you do is you think, if this makes my stomach drop to the floor hearing this, you can only imagine what it does to them. And when they get notifications like this, I think it keeps them. I wanted to pull something up here. Hold on a second. I'm going to unshare my screen for a second. I want to pull something up. Got to get a drink of my water. But yeah, the families, you know, they go through so much with all of this. Not only do they have to listen to us and all the things we're saying about the case, but they have to deal with the negative impacts too. There is so much negativity surrounding them, and it's sad, is what I can say about that. Hold on a second. Because there was something that I wanted to try and find from Kelsey that she had posted. This is it. This is what I want to show. So just give me a second here to get this all pulled up. And then I will reshare my screen. Okay, so Kelsey tweeted this on the 7th of April, and she said, my therapist might spell my name wrong every time she texts me, but she knows exactly what I need to hear at just the right time. No matter what we say or do, there will always be someone who doesn't like it. Here's to not allowing insignificant people take away our happiness. Hello, Kelsey. Hope all is well. Positive thought for you. Self-control is strength. Calmness is mastery. You have to get to a point where your mood doesn't shift based on the insignificant actions of someone else. Don't allow others to control the direction of your life, and don't allow your emotions to overpower your intelligence. And I just thought that that was absolutely amazing. What a wonderful thing to say to her. But I think it can actually apply to all of us if we read that and we look about and, we think about that. Because I think a lot of us are guilty of letting insignificant people affect us. And what I mean by that is social media in general. We get so much negativity. When you put yourself out there, you become vulnerable. And, Kelsey, it took a lot for her to put herself out there after Libby died, to put herself out on social media so openly, and, whether it be Twitter, she's on Instagram. She is a moderator for Gray Hughes. Every once in a while, she'll just show up in his chats as as a moderator. Doing all of those things takes a lot of courage and strength, in my opinion, because it's really hard to do some of this. And when you are a victim and, in my opinion, crime, the victims of crimes, family members who are left behind are victims. They are victims of something horrific that happened to their loved one, and they're left behind to try to put all of the pieces together and try to put their lives back together. And it's so difficult for them to do daily when they're constantly getting all of these hateful messages, just disparaging YouTube videos about them, horrible pictures of your loved ones plastered all over the place. I mean, we've all seen it, we've all heard about it, and it's just truly sad that people don't stop, as I've said before, to think about the families in all of this, because it's so hard for them. If we want this case solved and we want Bridge Guy held accountable, they want it 1,000 times more than we do. And I do believe this, Nolan. I so agree with this. She is an inspiration. She is absolutely an inspiration. This is a young girl who was 16 years old when this horrific thing happened to her. And she has taken that by the reins and stood up and said, you know what? I'm going to do this for my sister. I'm going to be the voice of her because she can no longer speak for herself. And that's what she's done. And it's, how can you not just be so proud of her and proud of what she's been able to accomplish in the last 5 years? She's getting married this summer. Her whole life is moving forward. I'm so happy for her for that. She's going to graduate from Purdue this year. And I wish her well. I think she's going to soar. I really, really do. And, I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be able to say that for her. And for the people, yes, Tech Death, you are absolutely right. Shattered Mirror is an example. Because these people that are out there, I don't know what their agendas are. I don't know why they feel the need to hurt people who have already been, their hearts have just been broken and shattered in two. I don't understand. I just don't. I never will understand what leads people to do that. But I think it's good that we have a community that tries to hold up these families and give them the support that they need. And I constantly am letting her know that we're here, that there are those of us here who have her back. And I always will. So, and little Pookie says it well. A third agree, a third disagree, and a third don't care. No matter what you do, be true to you. It's the truth, You can't make everyone happy. And no matter what, when I started my YouTube channel, Real Chill Graz was my mentor. He still is. But he, told me, Kristen, don't listen to the haters. You're going to hear a lot of hate. There is a lot of drama around Delphi. Please don't let that, change your narrative. Don't let that change who you are, because he felt that I had a voice that needed to be heard. And I was amazed that he felt that way, because I really, I've been, like I said, I've been on Reddit for a while. I have a subreddit that is doing very well as far as the people that are there, but I just didn't think people wanted to hear me or listen to what I had to say. And I found out differently. I've had a really a good response from everyone for the most part. And I just want to keep it true. I want to keep it real. I want my channel to stay that way. I want to be a voice for the voiceless. I have said that. If you read my about portion of my channel, I think that's important. There are so many cases out there that we can cover. I feel upset every time I look at the Delphi community and I don't see creators talking about Flora. The Flora fires will be very, very quickly on my list of cases. I am going to delve into that. I feel that the Flora fires and the girls that lost their lives in that fire deserve justice, and nobody's talking about them. Nobody's talking about their case, and there's got to be a reason for that. We can't have all of these people running around championing justice for Abby and Libby and not caring about what happened in Flora in November of 2016. Those little girls, those little angels didn't deserve what happened that day. So, all I can say about that, Judy, I don't know, because I don't watch that channel. I've had people tell me about it, tell me things that happened there. And all I can say is I just don't understand why people watch, I guess. And I'm not trying to batter or badger anyone who does. I get that there's times when you just want to see what the heck's going on. But just remember, because Gray Hughes talks about this, when you watch their channels or their videos or whatever, you're giving them likes, you're giving them views, and it helps their channel. I just think that, it's hard. It's hard for the families. And they do see this. And Kelsey and all of them have been through so much. And we just need to remember that, I guess, is my feeling. Yeah, I don't blame their mother. I just don't. It makes me want to cry, and I'm sorry if my voice cracks and I get teary. But again, as a mother, and Pookie, you know this, as a mother who's lost a child and buried a child, I cannot imagine that mother's pain that night when she lost her 4 children in that fire. And she tried desperately to get them out. So thank you, Judy. That's the best thing that you can do. That is absolutely the best thing you can do. When you aren't aware of what's going on or what a channel's all about, and you find something that you know is morally wrong or not something that you want to be a part of, it is absolutely the best thing that you can do. Just unsub from them. But yeah, and Tech Death's right. People like bullshit. People like drama. I sometimes feel like it's high school all over again. And I don't buy into any of that, you know. I just don't. I'm too old for it, for one. I've lived all that. And it's not why I'm here. It's not why I want to be here. You know, if my channel grows at a snail's pace, I mean, I would rather it be like that than have to resort to drama to drag people in. And it is sad. I feel sad for Abby's family because they're not talked about enough. Libby's family is always talked about because she has the advocates that are out there speaking out. Anna has, but she's a lot more quieter in her grief, which is absolutely fine. And that's the way she's handling it. But you know that they're suffering. You just know it. And, Anna lost her best friend. She's a single mom. I mean, her and Abby were close. And yeah, it's super sad. Yeah, and I agree with that, Jennifer. You're right. Empathy is the most important trait we can have, and some people just flat out don't have it. And I did a really good video. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. But it's my video on empathy and why we don't have it. And it is all about Kelsey and the families. And I want to tell you this because it absolutely floors me to this day. I don't know for sure. Somebody out there can tell me because I'm not looking at it. But I think I've made somewhere around 30, maybe 39 videos or something like that on my channel since I started it at the beginning of February. And the video that is at below 90% for likes, all my videos are above 90%. Most of them are up above 94%, even my live streams. But the one that is at 84% is my video that I did on empathy for the families. Hey, Mike, good to see you. And trust me, when I see that analytics from YouTube, it makes me sick. Because I'm like, how can you watch a video about having empathy for these families and for Kelsey and then downvote it? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care if you download anything, but you downvote things about Kelsey and the families. It's just sick. And yeah, I do. I feel bad. I wish there was a lot more that we could say about Abby because a lot has been kept. I want to say that there's just more because we've got people like Becky and like Kelsey and the Germans who are posting things and tweeting things daily. We get more information about her and we don't get the same discord coming from Abby's side. And I just don't want us to forget that, that Abby was there too. And her family is hurting just as bad. Yeah, I agree, Lisa. If you have a nasty theory, vet it in your own head and don't put it out for the family to see. These families are they come into these live streams. They could be watching and never say a word. They're everywhere. They're in Facebook groups. They're out there on Reddit. They're on, they're on Twitter, and they see this stuff. There's no doubt. It's just like law enforcement sees it too. SD says he admires Kelsey for making her life path to use this horrific tragedy to help the victims and the victims' families in the entire investigative process and give support. I do as well. I think that if one thing she's learned is that how she can help the victims and the families, because she knows what it's like to be one, and she knows what it's like to go through everything. And when you go through something so traumatic and such a tragedy event, for a lot of people, the way to work through that is to help others. Not everyone, but a lot of people, that's how they handle their grief. So I know I did, and it's why I got involved with the Compassionate Friends, which is an international organization for parents who've lost children. And I started the local chapter here in my community. They didn't have one. And many years ago, I did that. And it was a really good time for me to work through my grief and to help others. And that's true. Anna said, some things are private to her and it doesn't belong to everyone. It's kind of like when the families asked everyone to please not go to the cemeteries, to the cemeteries and see the girls' graves. That's their special place. That's their place. That's their child. And I get that people want to show respect and care, but when the family actually comes out and asks you not to do something, you got to respect those wishes. I just feel that way. And, it's, Lipsha, you're right. People judge so quickly in our society. It's like we just want to judge people and we want to throw people under the bus. We don't think they're responding or acting the way they should. They're not grieving the way they should or whatever. But yeah, Jennifer, I'm sorry you're not feeling good, my dear, but thank you so much for coming, and we'll talk soon. I hope you feel better. Mike Patty shouldered a lot of bullshit at the beginning, and he was strong and took it, but obvious that 16-year-old Kelsey is not involved. It's very true, Lisa. I think they all did, actually. Look at all the stuff that that's been said about him just because he hasn't spoken. We can talk about that forever, but they've all had their own special little bit of hell thrown at them, and we just have to do better. We have to do better as a community, and we have to do better as a society in how we treat people, and especially people that are going through horrific things. I think I finally realized that there are people out there that absolutely thrive on drama and hurting others. And that's what they do. And they're on social media. They're everywhere. And it's easy for people to do that. Exactly. Becky was fighting cancer, and people are treating family members this way. It's like, where is your compassion? Where's your care? And that's true, Haunted Parlor. This case is not over until it is successfully prosecuted. And, a successful prosecution can take a while to build. A case like this, that's this big and that's got this many layers to it, which they've told us it does, that it's a huge, it's a very complicated case, that can take a while. And, Doug Carter told us in February that they were going to have to hire anywhere from 60 to 80 additional ISP personnel to go over every single little piece of evidence, every single interview, all of it, every aspect of the case. People kept asking, well, why would that be? That's so that they make sure that everything they have is been vetted, looked at, double checked, and to make sure that the case can be successfully prosecuted. And they're not going to just on a whim say, okay, well, I think we're ready now. They're going to make doggone sure they're ready before they're ready. Yep, little Pookie, sadly, it's true. Some aggravate and agitate for fun and control. And it's very sad that we have those types of individuals in this world, but they're there and we have to learn to navigate around them. So there you have it. Well, guys, I'm going to hop off here. I just wanted to jump on and give us the update tonight. I am going to plan on being live tomorrow. The plan tomorrow is I'm actually going to go over Israel Keys. And, he was an unprecedented serial killer. And I think we can learn a lot from his case. And so that's what I'm going to be going live with tomorrow. It won't be on Delphi. But again, if, any of the information continues to come out, obviously regarding Delphi, I'll definitely be talking about it. I'm not going to stop talking about Delphi, but I am going to start doing other things and other cases. I have a lot of people that are asking me to. So I agree with you, Pookie. I do agree with you that this is going to be the largest case in Indiana history to date. I think that this case is going to be so big when it does come to the arrest portion that Delphi will not, the amount of press that were present when the girls went missing and when the girls were actually found, when they have an arrest, it's going to be huge. It's going to be like something they've never seen before. Because the press are going to come from everywhere, all around the world, to cover this case. And once they do that and they decide where they're going to have the trial, if it's going to actually be in Carroll County or if they move it, that area, that location is going to have an influx like it's never seen before. So it's crazy. Like I said, there's a lot going on, but everybody keep well. I hope you all are very, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys all tomorrow night. It was great to see you, and I hope you all have a good evening. Thank you.